Look, we all know the American healthcare system is a tangled labyrinth of bureaucracy and inefficiency. But within that mess lies a multi-billion-dollar industry ripe with opportunity. I'm talking about becoming an approved vendor for major healthcare systems. Securing contracts with hospitals can be a game changer for your business, opening doors to a massive customer base and a steady stream of revenue. But let's be clear, this isn't like selling artisanal sourdough bread at the farmer's market. It's a competitive landscape with hoops to jump through, paperwork to file, and enough acronyms to make your head spin. Stick with me, and you'll be well on your way to navigating the vendor approval process and securing those lucrative healthcare contracts. Okay, first things first, let's talk about what these healthcare giants actually want from you. Because before you can even think about pitching your product, you need to make sure you tick all the right boxes. Think of it like trying to get into an exclusive nightclub, but instead of a velvet rope and a bouncer judging your shoes, it's a mountain of paperwork and a procurement department judging your, well, everything. You're going to need all the basic business credentials, licenses, registrations, proof you actually exist. Then comes the fun part, HIPAA compliance. Because in the world of healthcare, patient data is more sacred than a first edition copy of Grey's Anatomy signed by Hippocrates himself. So you better have your data security locked down tighter than a hospital vending machine after visiting hours. Of course, no vendor application would be complete without proof of insurance. We're talking general liability, workers' compensation, and possibly even alien abduction coverage, because why not? Hospitals are risk-averse creatures of habit, so you need to assure them you're not a liability lawsuit waiting to happen. And don't even think about skipping the background checks. They'll be so thorough, they'll probably unearth that embarrassing school play photo where you were cast as the back end of a cow. But hey, it's all part of the process. They need to make sure you're trustworthy enough to handle their precious bedpans and tongue depressors. Now, where do you find these mystical vendor application portals, you ask? Well, it's a bit like searching for the Holy Grail, except instead of ancient temples, you're navigating the labyrinthine depths of hospital websites. Some hospitals even use third-party platforms like GHX VendorMate or simpler. Think of them as the online dating sites of the healthcare vendor world, where you can create a profile and hope for the best. Congratulations, you've navigated the bureaucratic labyrinth and found the vendor application. Now, it's time to craft a profile so dazzling, so undeniably impressive, that it would make even the most jaded procurement officer weep with joy. This, my friends, is your chance to shine. Think of it like your online dating profile, but instead of trying to impress someone with your knowledge of craft beer and your ability to quote obscure indie bands, you're trying to convince a hospital that you're the answer to all their procurement prayers. First impressions are everything, so ditch the generic corporate jargon and inject some personality into your profile. Showcase your past triumphs, your glowing testimonials, your ability to deliver results faster than a hospital cafeteria can run out of Jell-O. Highlight any certifications or regulatory compliance you have. Remember HIPAA? Yeah, that's still a thing. Make sure you flaunt your commitment to data security like it's a gold medal you won at the Data Security Olympics. Next, let's talk pricing. Now, I know you're not running a charity here, but you also don't want to scare them off with prices higher than a hospital parking garage on a Monday morning. Find that sweet spot, that perfect balance between profitability and competitiveness. Remember, this profile is your chance to make a lasting impression. So, channel your inner Don Draper, put on your best metaphorical suit, and sell the hell out of your business. Chapter 3. The dreaded VMS Taming the Vendor Management System Beast. So you've conquered the vendor application, crafted a profile that could make angels weep, and now you're ready to bask in the glow of your inevitable success. But wait, what's this? Another hurdle emerges from the bureaucratic mist, the vendor management system, or as I like to call it, the VMS. Imagine a digital filing cabinet, but instead of dusty old folders, it's filled with your hopes and dreams, and also a lot of data entry fields. Hospitals use these systems to streamline their vendor management process, which sounds lovely in theory, but in practice, it can feel like trying to assemble IKEA furniture while blindfolded and riding a unicycle. There are a lot of different VMS platforms out there, each with its own quirks and complexities. You've got your GHX VendorMate, your Simplar, your SAP Ariba, and of course each hospital might have its own proprietary portal. But fear not, dear viewers, because with a little patience and a lot of caffeine, you can conquer this digital beast. Start by familiarizing yourself with the most common platforms. create your profiles, fill out all the forms, yes, all of them, and make sure your documentation is up to date and accurate. The key here is to be organized, be thorough, and most importantly, be patient. The VMS may not be the most exciting part of the vendor journey, but it's a necessary evil. Chapter 4. Networking, because who you know still matters, even in healthcare. Okay, let's be honest, nobody likes networking. It's awkward, it's forced, and it often feels like a competition to see who can cram the most business cards into their pockets. But in the world of healthcare vendor relations, networking isn't just important, it's practically mandatory. Imagine you're a small fish, trying to get noticed in a vast ocean of medical supplies and pharmaceutical giants. You need a way to stand out, to make those crucial connections with the people who hold the keys to the healthcare kingdom: procurement officers, materials managers, and other decision makers. So, put on your most charming smile, polish up your elevator pitch, and get ready to mingle like your business depends on it, because it kind of does. Healthcare conferences, trade shows, and industry events are your oyster. Yes, I know, the thought of attending another conference where the coffee is lukewarm and the pastries are stale might make you want to gauge your eyes out with a plastic spork. But trust me, these events are gold mines for networking opportunities. But hey, if awkwardly hovering around the buffet table isn't your style, there are other ways to connect. LinkedIn, that digital haven for oversharers and humble braggers, can actually be a valuable tool for building relationships with healthcare professionals. Send personalized connection requests, engage with their content, and for the love of all that is holy, don't send them a generic sales pitch the second they accept your request. Remember, relationships take time and effort both in the real world and in the digital abyss of LinkedIn. And hey, if you're feeling really bold, try cold emailing or calling procurement officers directly. The bottom line is this: networking might be uncomfortable, but it's a necessary evil in the world of healthcare vendor relations. Chapter 5. You're in. Now don't screw it up. Compliance and delivering excellence. Congratulations, you magnificent beast of vendor relations. You've navigated the treacherous waters of vendor requirements, crafted a profile that could seduce a robot, tamed the VMS beast, and charmed your way into the hearts of procurement officers everywhere. You've officially made it, or have you? Because here's the thing about securing a coveted spot on a hospital's vendor list: the real work has just begun. It's like finally going on that date with your online crush, only to realize that maintaining a real-life relationship requires effort, communication, and the ability to not spill red wine on their white sofa. First and foremost, compliance is non-negotiable. Hospitals are like the rule-following, hall-monitoring, safety patrol members of the business world. They have procedures, protocols, and regulations for everything, and deviating from them is about as welcome as a case of the measles in the maternity ward. So know your contracts inside and out, familiarize yourself with all applicable regulations, and for the love of all that is sterile, follow those delivery schedules like your life depends on it. Because in the world of healthcare, timely deliveries can literally mean the difference between life and death. But compliance is just the tip of the scalpel. You also need to deliver exceptional service, the kind of service that makes hospitals want to sing your praises from the rooftops, or at least mention you favorably in their next supplier performance review. Provide high-quality products, competitive pricing, and be responsive to their needs. Remember, you're not just a vendor, you're a partner in their mission to provide quality healthcare. So act like it. Outro: go forth and conquer the healthcare vendor world. But like ethically. So there you have it. The not-so-secret formula for conquering the world of healthcare vendor relations. It's a journey filled with bureaucratic hurdles, awkward networking events, and enough paperwork to make a tree weep. But with a little persistence, a lot of patience, and maybe a healthy dose of cynicism, you too can navigate this complex landscape and emerge victorious. Remember, it's a marathon, not a sprint. So, pace yourself, stay organized, and don't be afraid to ask for help when you need it. And if you want to hear more about the wild, wacky, and often infuriating world of healthcare, hit that subscribe button.